Was the 80s the golden era of game shows? Let's take a quick look back at Krypton Factor. Remember this?
Tonight, our contestants will be mentally, intellectually and physically stretched as they battle against each other for a place in the semi-finals. 5 tests to complete, and the first of those is mental agility. This is the Krypton Factor cube. Inside, our contestants face a 40-second mental workout. They need to get as many right answers as they can in that time. Tonight's test is number crunch. Coloured floating numbers appear on which contestants will be asked a series of mathematical questions. For example, highest red plus lowest yellow. In this case, 73 plus 4, which is 77. And, as always, we'll be monitoring their heart rate to track their stress levels.
Highest red and highest yellow. Oh,
no, lowest yellow, highest red and yellow.
By the way, that's the new Krypton Factor. The Krypton Factor that I was talking with the one was Burns. Was it Gordon Burns. Used to wear dodgy suits and dodgy jumpers. But it was a great show. It was sort of for those people with very high intellectual prowess who used to do it, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it seemed like very ordinary people that did extraordinary things, really. You know, that ran for 18 years.
18 years. And it's funny, I think it was in 2005, the head of entertainment of the BBC said that this was the show that should be making a comeback. He called it a gem. It was a good show, and it's really sexy the way it's put together there.
Well, it's 21st century kind of revamp of the original show. It's very, some of the... Do
you have to be a brain box, though, Liam, to...
Well, I mean, one of the guys, there's 2 heats have been on. There have been 2 shows on TV3 so far. The guy that won the first one was an investment banker, and the guy that won the second one was a maths teacher.
Well, there you go. What does that tell you? That rules you out, and me.
No, but you have to be superbly fit as well. I used to love the physical challenge. And as a kid, I remember watching and going, geez, I could do that. I'd love to, climbing onto the ropes
Ray,
and
you
everything.
look and see here. Do you remember the original Krypton Factor?
He's too young.
I do vaguely remember it. I do, yeah. But I'm glad. I love quiz shows, so I do have to say I love them. Yeah.
Wasn't Krypton Factor like the ITV answer to Mastermind, except you had to do physical exercise too?
Yeah, it was a combination of the mental and the physical. And the physical assault courses, I mean, they really are intense.
SAS stuff.
Yeah, really. Very tough stuff. And you've seen the mental stuff.
But it's not just general knowledge with the mental, it's all this kind of...
It's a combination of general knowledge and
matching up shapes and numbers and all that.
You know, it's agility.
I would have thought, though, Liam, that the types of those quiz shows have had their day. Like, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Passe. I mean, to me, the quiz shows back then were... Well, is it fair to call State of the Century quiz show or Blankety Blank, or do they...
The Golden Shot, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Sorry, you wouldn't remember.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Actually, the Golden Shot.
Like, was Family Fortunes a quiz show?
But it's great family entertainment, and it's so nice to be able to sit around now that my kids are starting to grow up. You know, all they want to see is kind of, you know, Barney or something brain dead like that.
There's still that excitement when you shout at the TV. I remember when we were kids, you were shouting at the TV. No, it's this, it's B, it's B.
But it'd be great when they get older. It'd be nice to be able to sit around and watch programmes together. And I think when there's something for everybody, I think it's good.
Well,
healthy.
What is the blueprint for the quiz show? What is it that will hook you in on a quiz show? What does it have to have?
I think, if you've seen it, what you'll have seen is pace. It's very fast. It's very quick.
Zip zap.
Zip zap.
Yeah.
The pressure that the people... When you actually step into that cube, you know, the Krypton Factor cube, I mean, the look on people's faces, I mean, they are scared, whatever less, and when they go into it, and they come out, and their hearts are beating, and the palpitations, it actually gets you going.
Do you have the heart cam?
Oh, God, it could be. Colette,
the music. I love the effect that this person could actually walk away with nothing. I think as well, the suspense that they can either go with everything or go away with whatever they came with in their pockets. That's it as well. So,
but it is. Krypton Factor was kind of like brain training back in the 70s and 80s, and. We've got the hand, we've got the handheld games now.
We've looked at the Krypton Factor and we've produced a website, and in fact your viewers can actually go into www.trainyourbusinessbrain.com.
Sounds a bit flim-flam to me. Train your brain. How do you do that?
Well, it's about business IQ, isn't it? And it's about that mental agility. And in fact, when you look at it today, I mean, if you look at if there was ever a time when Irish businesses needed to be more alert and more on top of their game, it is today.
If you're not great, if you're not too quick at maths and numbers numbers and you're numerically illiterate, you can train yourself to be better, can't you?
Can you? I
Yes, yeah, you can.
is there
do all these
scientific and medical
exercises.
proof to show that if you
It's
engage
like
in...
keeping fit. It's like keeping fit. It's keeping your brain fit, isn't that it?
mentally fit
Yeah.
as well.
Absolutely right, Amanda, yeah.
I mean, people will say, oh, playing bridge keeps my mind active, or doing a crossword every day in the Times keeps me going.
Don't they recommend that as you're driving in your car, you should be presenting yourself with mathematical problems,
As
easy
opposed to
or
watching
hard,
what's going on
just to
around
keep just to keep your
Don't worry about
alertness.
that red
Just
light.
on
Keep driving,
quiz
keep
shows,
driving.
there is a connection between you and one of the greatest quiz shows of all time on Irish television. Who remembers, hands up, Quicksilver?
But honestly, I do.
Bunny Carr, Norman
Carr.
Metcalf.
That's
You,
right.
what's the connection between you and Quicksilver?
Well, Bunny's my father-in-law, and he's a great guy, and he talks about Quicksilver, and he talks about some of the great questions. you know.
Before you get around to telling us some of those questions, wasn't the big money round was the 5p questions?
Yeah, I think that was the star prize. You know.
Questions was the start.
Now we're moving on to the
question, you
5p
get a penny
questions.
for it, and then go to the next round, and whatever the total amount that you made during your round, you got to keep. A couple of
They'll
quiz.
bring that back and it'll still be the big
Recession-proof TV.
What's the phrase, Liam? The famous phrase we all say now?
Oh, stop the lights!
Yeah, stop the lights.
Indeed. Yeah, it really is one of those phrases. Yeah.
Stop the lights.
He talks about one of the great questions that he asked somebody in the audience, and he said, "What was Hitler's first name?" And the answer was Heil, you know. And but that was around the country back then. I mean, that was a real local.
But it was different then. I mean, you didn't have the sort of the number of channels that there are today. You didn't have it back then. You had two-channel land. A lot of people had, and if you're lucky,
it was black and white.
It was black and white, and you'd sit around the TV. That's what I'm saying. It was like an appointment to view a program. You don't get that too much today, do you?
Now, Amanda, you made the point about families, you know, and if I go back then, I mean, families watch TV together. I mean, if I look at our 9-year-old now, he's in the lounge, he's watching
His
some
own
I know,
TV,
it's all
and
in
another
their own
TV
laptop
somewhere
or
else.
whatever. So I think it's good to be able to draw everybody together,
yeah.
If
like the
I'm not
dinner
mistaken,
table.
Sale of the Century, wasn't Simon Cowell a contestant
He was
on
a
that?
contestant on it.
Oh,
He
really?
was,
He
yeah.
was a contestant on
What was
Sale
it?
of the Century.
Nicholas
Oh,
Parsons.
Nicholas
Nicholas
Parsons, yeah.
Parsons.
He was actually an actor who
Nicholas
became a
was.
presenter.
You know that. And Blankety Blank, one of the greatest.
Bullseye.
Second pen, yeah.
Bullseye, 3, 2, 1.
Stay with us.
Lots of
More your
them.
calls
Can you do
and
that?
texts after 3 to 1. 3 to 1.
Yeah, exactly.